a traffic stop in Aurora, Colorado that may have disrupted an assassination attempt against Barack Obama. The Denver Post gave the account to KUSA-TV. A 28-year-old man and another man were arrested on Sunday on weapons charges after the traffic stop. A gentleman named Therin Gartrell, 28 years old, was arrested after police found 2 rifles, a high-powered scope, and methamphetamines in his car at the hotel which Mr. Gartrell was heading to. A second man was arrested. I'm sure there'll be a little bit more on this story. The decline in U.S. home prices has picked up some speed in the month of June. This is the last month we have a report for. It was released this morning, with prices down a record 15.9% in the past year for 20 key cities. This according to the Case-Shiller Home Price Index. It was released this morning by Standard & Poor's. And in some other news, India's largest oil producer, ONGC, has agreed to a $2.6 billion U.S. takeover of Russia-focused oil explorer, the Imperial Energy Corporation. This as ONGC works to secure energy to fuel India's expanding economy. Imperial is based in London. It said this morning that ONGC's overseas arm would pay 1,250 pence in cash for each of its shares in a deal that could double state-owned ONGC's proven reserves. Imperial shares have risen sharply in recent weeks as investors hoped a bidding war would develop after the company said earlier this month it had received a second approach from an unidentified party. ONGC already has a presence in Russia through its 20% stake in the ExxonMobil-led Sakhalin oil and gas project number 1, which of course is locked in a dispute with the Kremlin. And finally, if you're always wondering how safe your data is, this is good reason to continue wondering it. The Best Western hotel chain has launched an investigation after hackers stole the personal data of guests. Details of up to 8 million people were exposed after security information was sold by a network operated by the Russian mafia. This according to media reports. Best Western says the incident has been blown out of proportion. Even though the chain has 4,000 hotels in 80 countries, they say just 10 people have been affected by the security breach last week. The hotel said 3 separate attempts were made via a single login ID to access the data from a Best Western facility in Berlin, Germany. The company said in a statement that a Trojan horse virus was detected by the hotel's antivirus software. The compromised login ID permitted access to reservations data for the Berlin hotel only. Some other hacking news: the personal bank details of more than 1 million people have been found on a computer sold on eBay last week. The data included bank account information, mobile phone numbers, dates of birth, email addresses, and signatures of customers of the Royal Bank of Scotland, NatWest Bank, as well as American Express. This according to Andrew Chapman, who is an IT manager at the University of Oxford. He found the details after buying a second-hand computer to use as a home entertainment system. The laptop came from a company called Graphic Data, which digitally archives paper-based information. Quote, Graphic Data has confirmed to us that one of its machines appears to have been inappropriately sold via a third party. As a result, historical data resulting to credit card applications were not removed. Graphic Data, which was acquired by MailSource UK in April of 2008, said that the IT equipment that appeared on eBay that Mr. Chapman purchased was not intended to be disposed of by the company. Investigations are underway. A colleague of Mr. Chapman who discovered the data said, as an IT manager, Andrew was concerned about what looks like a serious breach of the Data Protection Act. He said that this sort of breach might have gone unnoticed had Chapman not possessed the IT skills that he does and discovered the data when he was adding extra memory to the PC. A disaster. Well, you have to think of that next time you log in from a hotel or if you log into your bank. It's good to be back, and my thanks to James Mills, who filled in very ably in my absence. If there's any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. If not, we'll see you tomorrow.